WKBS, Burlington, Philadelphia.
I'll tell you one thing. Now I know exactly how you felt when you were in that house at Oakdale and Molly Sherwood was after you.
Raven, listen, the only thing I really don't understand is why? Well, why was this guy after you? I mean, wasn't he just the, well, no, this may sound crass, but just the regular garden variety type burglar?
Oh, well, that's what he started out as, but then Geraldine showed up at the door and he had to hit her over the head, and I think he thought he killed her.
I think that's the part that shocks me the most, that Geraldine was hurt.
Well, obviously she wasn't hurt as badly as he thought. Because I think he thought that since he killed one person, he might as well kill two.
Do you think he felt he had to kill you so you couldn't identify him?
And he would have, too. And then Sky showed up and shot him. And I think I need some more wine.
Oh, wait, let me get it for you.
Nope. Stay right where you are, little mother. I can do it.
Oh.
The person I actually feel sorry for is Sky, though, because, you know, he can't believe he actually killed somebody. I think he deserves a medal. But all the police want to do is ask him questions.
That's only to be expected.
You know, the thing that I remember the most is when he stood there in the doorway with that shotgun in his arm. He looked like some kind of an avenging angel.
An avenging angel with a double-barrel shotgun, huh?
But you know, he knew there was something wrong in the house. He sensed it. Doesn't that tell you something?
What, that he's got ESP or something?
Something. I think maybe we're soulmates. He knew that there was something wrong in the house, and he came back. And that makes me feel wonderful.
You know, you look pretty good, too. No, I mean, well, you look sort of radiant.
Oh, well, I'm a little high.
No, come on. I mean, after that awful experience last night.
Oh, but that's what I'm trying to say. It was exciting. Because it proved to me that Sky was more than I thought. I mean, he's much different than the man I thought I married.
Mr. Whitney, I see you finally got your little private room all locked up without my help. Nobody will know your little secrets now, huh? Is that what happened to Raven? Did she learn your secrets? Is that why your brand new wife had to die? Well, now let's just find out what you're hiding inside this room, Mr. Whitney. It's empty. Everything's gone.
All right, Gunther. Just what do you think you're doing?
The Edge of Night is brought to you by new Formula Era, a new combination of powerful cleaners concentrated into 1/4 cup. And by Ivory Liquid. Penny for penny, it washes more dishes than an average bargain brand.
You took a bargain brand dishwashing liquid. If I gave you the money, which would you buy?
Ivory. I would take this.
Why Ivory Liquid?
It's nice to my hands.
So why did you buy this product?
It's a lot cheaper.
What if I told you that Ivory Liquid is a better buy?
You'd have to show me.
Let's test your brand against Ivory Liquid with a penny's worth of each. We'll wash some dishes, okay? Mr. Clark, how are your sets holding up?
They're practically gone.
And what about the Ivory Liquid sets?
I'm in good shape.
Let's scoop some up and compare them.
Are you kidding?
So tell me what happened.
He ran out of suds, but I had more, so I washed some more dishes.
What is the result, then?
We'd save money by buying the Ivory Liquid. You can do more with less.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to pick up some ivory.
You don't have to give up mild Ivory Liquid to save money.
When we set out to improve a great laundry detergent, we wanted to keep the powerful cleaners that work on ordinary dirts, that cut through food stains, that get out grease and oil, and add powerful cleaners that clean collar soil even better than before. So that's what we did. All in the concentrated quarter cup called New Formula Era. So effective, it cleans clean through. Watch Era clean through collar soil, taco grease, and motor oil. We treat only the top with a teaspoon of Era, rub, run under warm water, and look. New Era cleans clean through. That's the kind of power you get in Era's little quarter cup. New Era, power that cleans clean through.
Oh, I thought I'd come up here and change that lock, Mr. Whitney. I didn't think you want that ugly old padlock there.
If I had wanted the lock changed, I would have asked you to change it, Gunther.
Well, you know me, Mr. Whitney. I like to do things without you telling me. That's called, taking the initiative.
Sometimes you take too much initiative, Gunther.
I want to earn my money, you know.
If you're so interested in the padlock, what were you doing inside there?
Oh, I thought I'd just clean it up a little bit.
It looks quite neat to me.
Yes, sir. It sure looks neat. Whatever happened to all that stuff, if you don't mind my asking?
I do mind. Now, please leave.
What about the lock, Mr. Whitney?
Don't worry about it. There isn't going to be any lock.
What do you mean?
Well, it's my study, Gunther. It's not a secret hiding place. The only reason I had it locked up before was, because things were so disorganized inside. Now things are very organized.
So, no lock, huh?
I'm glad that you understand. Now, I'm going to take a little nap. Don't disturb me unless it's unavoidable.
Yes, sir. Oh, any particular time you want me to wake you, sir?
Yes. Wake me in about an hour.
Yes, sir. Your lordship. Oh, what did he do with all that stuff?
You're back sooner than I expected.
Yeah. I came straight from the TV studio.
How'd the interview go?
There wasn't any interview.
Why not? They change the schedule or something?
Yes. The schedule's been changed. Especially my schedule.
What are you talking about?
I'm not opening next week. I'm not going out on that stage or any other stage until I'm ready for it.
Is it definite now? You sure this is what you want to do?
Yes. This time, I really mean it. And it doesn't matter if Sky Whitney is furious. It doesn't matter if I disappoint some people. I can't lie to myself anymore. I'm a good dancer. I know I am. But I'm not a great dancer. And I'm not worthy of getting up in front of all those other good dancers and pretending I'm better than they are.
And you don't think of yourself as a quitter now? Jody?
I'm trying to be honest, right? I am a quitter.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
No, that doesn't mean that there aren't times when it isn't right to quit. And I've reached my time.
Jody, this job was forced down your throat by Sky Whitney. He didn't care if you couldn't handle the load. He couldn't care less if it killed you.
Well, that's just about what it was doing. Killing me. You know, I think by the time I got out on that stage, the only role I could play would be the dying swan.
Oh, come here. It's gonna be all right.
Gavin, I'm never gonna get another chance like this.
Sure you are, sure you are. You'll get your chance, and without all this pressure.
No, I won't. Sky won't let me dance in the chorus. I know he won't.
No, he'll never do that. His famous pride won't allow it. He's paid too much money to introduce you as the dynamic new star.
He's gonna be very angry.
Yeah? He's gonna try to change your mind again, just like last time.
Well, he can't. It's too late.
You're darn right, and you're not gonna do this by yourself.
I can't let you do it for me. I told you that once.
And you failed once, too, remember? He put his arm around you and sweet-talked you. And then he threatened me to make sure that I wouldn't encourage you.
What did you say?
Nothing. The point is that you just have to do it right this time.
Did you say Whitney threatened you?
Joy, no, it's just words.
Just words? Was it just words when he sent Gunther and those men to break your leg?
Forget it, Jody, huh? All he did was try to bluff me. I'm not afraid of him.
Well, I am. I'm afraid of him, and I'm afraid of Gunther.
Well, the police are keeping their eye on Gunther. You can be sure of that. And he's not going to dare try anything overt. I promise you. The only thing we have to be afraid of is keeping our nerve. We've got to stick up for what we believe.
Do you believe in me?
Oh, of course I do. You know I do. As a person and a performer. You're a great dancer. You'll be even greater.
Why is it you always make me feel so much better?
I'm going with you, Jody.
No, it's all right. I can handle this. I really think I can.
All right. Just be careful.
You did it! You did it!
Now, what did he do?
We make Cheerios low in sugar. Kids made Cheerios #1. You did it!
I did.
Toasty oat goodness is what we've got. 1 gram of sugar, not a lot.
I'm glad Cheerios is my kid's favorite cereal. These delicious toasted oats have been part of our good breakfast for years.
You did it! We make Cheerios low in sugar. Kids make Cheerios #1.
You bet I did. We'll have to tell Susan and Linda
To think all these years we told everyone to use this mayonnaise.
Nobody's perfect, Harriet.
Without even considering Kraft real mayonnaise.
There, dear.
After all, Kraft is rich with eggs and specially blended over 3,000 times for creamy smoothness.
Looks creamier than ours.
Well, Martha, now we know better.
And Cousin May in Topeka.
Oh, don't tell her.
Creamy Kraft real mayonnaise. Now you know.
I just wish you could be as happy as I am. Even after that nightmare of last night, I'm so happy.
I can tell. Obviously, Sky made quite an impression on you last night, Raven. I just hope it isn't because... Well, it isn't because he shot a man.
Well, let's face it. Not every woman has a man who will kill for her.
Well, that's true enough.
But that's not really it. I'm just discovering what a deep and complex person my husband is.
Now, did you make this discovery in one night?
You might say that.
Yeah? Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
What?
Mrs. Timmons baked a cake.
Oh.
I think she made it just especially for you, so that if I don't offer it to you, she'll be very hurt. If you'll excuse me, I'll be right back. Of course.
It wasn't easy for me to give up this face and take on Sky's. I remember the first time that I saw it.
Where?
Switzerland. Sky was there for 3 months. He was killing time. We had a lot in common. We were the same age, same height, same approximate build. We both loved to ski. We both loved to live like millionaires. That was the difference. You see, he really was a millionaire many times over, but Jeff Brown was a pauper.
So you became his friend?
He had 3 months to spend there before this enormous inheritance came into his lap. He told me about it the first day that we met. About all the money that was waiting for him back here in the States. Not that he was hurting for funds at the time. I mean, his monthly allowance allowed him to... He could have rented the whole chateau. Jeff Brown couldn't even afford a little room.
Can I tempt you?
Yes.
Mrs. Timmons would be very hurt if you didn't have any.
Thank you.
I just hope it's not too rich for you.
Nothing is too rich for me. You ought to know that.
If you could see through Crisco Oil's bottle, you could see how truly light it is. Well, now you can. Because now Crisco Oil's in a clear bottle. It's a lightness you can see and a lightness you can taste. No heavy, oily taste, so your salads will be fantastic. Crisco Oil, now in a clear bottle. A lightness you can see, a lightness you can taste. Delicious.
Tickle their noses with something different.
Tickle their noses with blueberries.
Duncan Hines blueberry muffins are their blueberriest ever.
Tickle their noses with blueberries.
They taste just as great as they smell, because Duncan Hines filled them with their sweetest, tastiest wild blueberries.
Tickle their noses with blueberries.
Duncan Hines blueberry muffins.
They taste just as great as they smell.
Great taste.
Betsy smells funny.
That's baby smells. Smelly formula, sticky baby food.
Diapers.
That's ammonia. Baby laundry is a special problem. So instead of regular detergent, I use Dreft with enriched borax. It's specially made for baby laundry.
There's borax in grain after grain of Dreft. Dreft gets tough baby laundry clean and clean smelling.
Now she smells good.
Dreft cleans baby smells out of baby laundry.
She's doing real well, as a matter of fact. There's no reason she can't go home tomorrow. Not that I could stop her if I tried.
Oh, that sounds like Geraldine, all right.
The concussion's no longer a problem. I'm just a little worried because she's so weak, and I hate to think of her all alone in that hotel suite.
Well, why don't you just hire a nurse or something?
Geraldine, hire a nurse? Lord, the thought of any kind of a paid companion, even a nurse, would just insult her pride.
Well, I wish we could invite her over to our house, only where would we put her?
Well, what? She could scrunch up on that little Victorian sofa we have in the living room. Wouldn't that be nice?
Somehow, I can't quite see Geraldine sleeping on our living room sofa. As a matter of fact, I can't see Geraldine sleeping anywhere except in a queen-size bed full of canopies and 4 posters.
She does give that impression, doesn't she?
Yes. You know, it is getting to be a problem.
What?
I never realized until lately how small our house actually is.
Well, we didn't count on having a live-in sister when we bought the place, did we?
No. And now Adam's getting to the age where he would love to have his little friends over, only where are they going to sleep?
Put them up in the attic in a trundle bed.
Miles, we can't
They're
keep
just
doing that.
children. Why not?
Then there's the dog.
Well, you see, that's the problem. Muffin takes up most of the space in the
Now,
whole
Miles, it's true. We're getting overcrowded. I mean, think of all those nights that we couldn't have Mrs. Goodman stay over.
Yes, I rather enjoyed that. I think I'm getting your message.
Am I making myself obvious enough?
Yes. Well, listen, it's not as if I hadn't thought of it myself. I think you're right. I think we need some kind of a change, especially now that we're talking about a possible addition to the family.
Miles, I don't think that should be a factor.
Why not?
I think you know why not. You don't really believe that there's going to be an addition to the family, do you?
Can't rule that out, can we?
Oh, Miles. I went to talk to the obstetrician the other day, and I finally asked him for the first time if he thought it was going to be possible for me to ever have another child.
What'd he say?
Well, he didn't say it in so many words, but that radiation treatment that I had, I just don't think it's going to be possible for me to ever conceive again.
There's nothing definite about that.
No, but there's a very high probability of it, and I think you know that, too. There's just never going to be a little brother or sister for Adam, and I guess I'm just going to have to reconcile myself to that fact.
Can you do that?
Yeah. I mean, look what I got. Miles, I'm blessed, I know that. It's wrong for me to complain, and it's wrong for me to push for a house because of a baby that I'm never going to have.
Never mind about the baby. We are going to get a new place. You know what? We'll start looking right away, okay?
Okay.
and stay away from me, huh?
I'd like to see Mr. Whitney, please.
Well, come on in. I'm afraid that Mr. Whitney is not available at the moment.
I happen to know that he's home. I called earlier and spoke to the maid.
Well, I didn't say he wasn't home, honey. Only that he's indisposed.
And just what does that mean?
Oh, he's taking a nap.
Oh, well, then I'll come back later.
Well, relax, honey. He'll be downstairs in just a few minutes.
I'd still prefer to come back later.
Well, I would prefer that you stay. See, I'm getting a little bored with myself. It's nice to have company.
I didn't come to keep you company. And I warn you, Gunther, if you make the slightest move towards me or say anything I don't like, I'm going to scream this house down and make sure you're fired from this nice job.
Well, what makes you think that I would do anything so foolish? Don't you realize that I was just joking with you those other times? It was simply a misunderstanding, Jody.
It's Miss Travis to you.
Yes, of course, Miss Travis. See, I was only fooling around, that's all. I didn't mean you any harm.
You know, you're lucky. Very lucky I didn't call the police about you, Gunther, the night that you picked me up in Mr. Whitney's car.
Well, yes, I admit that I did get a little carried away with myself. But you see, I had had a little bit too much to drink. But don't worry. Because you see, these days, I'm only drinking coffee. Can I give you some?
No, thank you.
You know, I'm very sad about that night. I only wish there was some way that I could make it up to you. Say, you know what? I'll bet you like concerts and stuff like that, don't you?
Please. Look, I'm getting tired of waiting. I'll come back later.
Hey, you know what? Mr. Whitney, sometimes he gives me free passes to concerts, operas, plays. Won't you please let me take you to something some night?
No. Would you please get out of my way?
Well, you are really something, aren't you, Miss Travis? What can I do to get through to you, huh? I try it rough, now I try it smooth, and you don't bend even just a little bit. How can I get you to like me, huh?
There's no way, Gunther.
No, there isn't, huh? Oh, you know, you would be so surprised at how many ways there are.
I told you, if you come any closer, I'll scream, I swear!
Well, go ahead and scream, Miss Travis. It's time for Mr. Whitney got up.
Gunther! Gunther!
My friend Billy here is a legend. He's conquered every fence, tree, and vacant lot on the block. But in Levi's jeans, there my old pals met his match. Turn around, Billy. Since 1850, Levi's jeans have lived through everything from bucking broncos to bicycle sprockets to Billy. Right, Levi's jeans in denim or corduroy, because a legend does not come apart at the seams.
Aziza introduces Really Waterproof Mascara. It's the waterproof mascara that makes your lashes look this thick and lush. And they stay gorgeous, because Really Waterproof Mascara won't streak or run, no matter how wet your lashes get. Aziza Really Waterproof Mascara. It lives up to its name, in the water or out.
Tonight at 6, Jamie Summers tries to save the life of an OSI agent of the Bionic Hour. Then at 7, Jerry decides it's time to pursue life to its fullest and give up his practice to go to Tahiti with the woman of his dreams on the Bob Newhart Show.
Crazy, Gunther. What do you think you're doing?
That's the second time you've asked me that question, Mr. Whitney. You're starting to sound like a broken record.
Would you tell him to let me go?
Take your hands off her.
Did you know that this little girl likes to be called Miss Travis?
Let go of her, Gunther.
Okay, boss. Now look what you just went and done, Mr. Whitney. You scared her off.
No, are you going crazy, Gunther, or what?
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Whitney. It was just a little friendly fooling around, huh?
Gunther, I told you to stay away from that girl, and now I come down here and I find you in my own house? I ought to fire you for that.
No, you wouldn't fire me, Mr. Whitney. You need me too much. I mean, let's face it. Who would drive you around in your car, mix your drinks for you, beat people up for you? Speaking of drinks, you know, this coffee is really not doing too much for me.
Put that down.
Well, you're sure in the mood for giving orders, aren't you?
I told you to put that decanter down. That's my best whiskey, Gunther.
Well, now, you certainly would like for me to have the best, wouldn't you, Mr. Whitney?
All right, that's it. You're fired. Get your stuff and get out of here inside of an hour. And if you are not gone inside of an hour, I will arrange to have you thrown out.
Oh, this is so good. And I just would love to drink this stuff all the time.
Did you hear what I said? I said get out!
No, I'm not, and I can't go. You see, Mr. Whitney, Mrs. Whitney, she wouldn't like it.
Mrs. Whitney would be delighted to have you disappear.
Oh, now, that's not what I meant. What I meant was that Mrs. Whitney would not like the truth.
What truth?
About what happened here last night. You see, I think it would come as a terrible shock for Mrs. Whitney to find out that you hired the man to kill her.
Here she is, the famous Inspector 12. She makes sure that Hanes' men's and boys' t-shirts and briefs are as good as we say they are. Inspector 12. She pokes. She stretches, and that's just the beginning. Once again, Hanes t-shirts and briefs pass the lasting quality test.
They don't say Hanes until I say they say Hanes.
Now on...
Tonight at 8, Michael Sachs and Valerie Perrine star in Slaughterhouse-Five. Based on the Kurt Vonnegut novel, this is the tale of a man's efforts to fulfill the American dream. Then at 10, it's Night Gallery. And now, stay tuned for Three's Company. Tonight at 9, as Mary lies close to death, Jonathan tries to protect the harvest as Against the Wind continues.